Welcome back, one and all. Staffy, to you first as a United fan. An embarrassing night. I can't hear you, bro.
You hear me?
Yeah, there we go, mate.
My bad. I had you on mute. I was saying thank you to the panel. Where's all the Man United fans? They left me alone on this one. So I'm gonna have to do a carry job here. But yeah, man, disappointing, bro. Honestly, bro, you said it perfectly, Terry. I'm just fed up with De Gea. Like, I defend this guy a lot, bro, a lot. And when the one thing you're good at is shot stopping, and this is what we use to defend you with, and then today we concede a goal in like the first 20 minutes it was because you couldn't stop a shot that was traveling like 5 miles per hour. It wasn't even a real shot. It wasn't like a clean hit. There was nothing dangerous about it, and you fumble it like that. I just can't defend you anymore, bro. I really can't. Like, I'm just exhausted about from talking about this guy, man. Yeah, it's just too much. It's from his footballing ability with his feet, passing from the back, and now it's shot stopping. Come on, man. Like, it's 4 games left. What? Sorry, 5 games left on the season. This is when you need everyone to be focused. Every team right now that's playing for something, every game that's left is like a cup final. Whether you're going for the league, for the top four, avoiding relegation, all these teams are locked in. You know, they're all playing cup final after cup final until they reach their goal. And today you needed everyone to be 100%, especially after a defeat against Brighton. You're trying to bounce back, and like you said, man, like the heads were gone after that goal. Like when you're playing, bro, I always talk about mentality, and people want to talk about tactics, that, but mentality is really big in this game, and people need to understand that when you're playing and your goalkeeper makes a mistake like that in the first 20 minutes, you can see that at least like that first half, for the remainder of that first half, all the heads were gone because the game was comfortable, man. We had the ball. Yes, we weren't creating big chances. We had a few half chances where we hit the bar, we hit the post twice. You know, Bruno, like his shot was like an inch off the goal. You know, it looked like it was coming. You know what I mean? And then just something like that, it just messes with everyone's head for the rest of the half, and it just pisses me off that it had to be De Gea again. You know, from the Sevilla game to this game, I just don't even want to talk about it anymore, bro. I need this guy gone.
Mate, I hear you completely, and I know a lot of people disagree with the mentality aspect. But if I just look at these last 3 away games, the way we fell apart in them wasn't tactical, especially the last West Ham and Tottenham, because we were in the ascendancy. We just didn't score tonight against West Ham, but it felt like it was coming. I watched the first 20 minutes, ending the other stream. I had a smile on my face. I'm like, we've got the ball. There's no pressure. They're doing nothing to us. We're going to score in a minute, and then De Gea ruins it. But the reason I want to focus, De Gea deserves all the criticism. But like I said earlier, and I want to get Mo's view on this. The players don't get a get out of jail free card because of one mistake in the 27th minute. Surely not.
Yeah, okay. You had 80 minutes after or 74 minutes to play. If I'm not, what? Why West Ham had more touches in the box? Why they had better XG? Why I felt every time West Ham got the ball, they can create something, and they were comfortable defensively. But Man United didn't. You had 27 minutes. Yes, you couldn't score, but that's not the end of the day. And I know that you guys, Man United fans, you want to blame the players. I hear you. But I really have to look at the manager. He's suspect away from home because you still, when you started the game, yes, you started in the counter attack, but this is West Ham. He changes the way you play when he goes away from home. And
We didn't start off on the counter, Mo. We didn't start off
you
on the
did.
counter, though. No, we
I'm
didn't. Are we watching different games? All our chances was us having possession in their half. We didn't concede. If anything, we conceded off the counter. That shot from Benrahma, that was a counter
you
attack.
still, it was the game in the beginning of 20 minutes, it was 50-50, Mustafa. And then you gotta go on them. You gotta go on them. This is West Ham. You need to pin them back. Somehow it didn't happen. But anyway, Terry asked about that after the 27 minutes. It's you weren't in the right places. The exchange of players weren't correct. Tactically, I thought you were poor. And I'm not in the dressing room. So I wouldn't know if it's instructions or players' mentality. All I see is what's in front of me. And what's in front of me is a team that was disjointed. No belief. Nobody was in the right place. You didn't create enough chances. You had 4 shots on target in about 18 minutes. Why didn't you create enough chances? And is that on the manager, on the players? Us as fans, we only ask questions. for these guys.
So
I'm looking here at Man United, and I'm like,
bro. But I'll answer the question for you. So up until
Right.
their goal, we had 7 shots to their 1, and we had 64% of the ball, and they had 1 touch in our box in that whole time. So up until the goal, we had the possession, we had hit the post twice, right? From that point onwards, if I then move the cursor for the remainder of the game, since they scored the goal, it was 14 shots to them and 12 to us. We only had 12 more from that point. They had 14, but we had 70% of the ball after that. So we had more of the ball and less opportunities. What you just said there is right. They lacked belief. I hear you. Look, I wouldn't have started Veghorst. I would have started Sancho tonight and had Rashford through the middle because we had more of the ball, right? So there was a mistake there, you could argue. However, if De Gea doesn't make that mistake, I think we carry on playing as we were and we score a goal and we win. It wouldn't have been a 3 or 4-0, but I believe we'd have won the game. We were actually moving the ball well. The touch was good. It was after that point, from 27 minutes onwards, it was one of the worst performances I've seen from Man United in a long time. And I include Ollie's era and Moyes' era in it. It felt that bad to me, but it's the lack of belief. And this team, and look, the manager had to take accountability as well. You're absolutely right. The fact we're so bad away from home, and it's being magnified during this run-in where the games are pressured. And look, if Liverpool would have lost 2 of their last 4 games, we'd have won tonight because we'd still have that 5, 6, 7 point gap and the pressure would be gone. These guys, there's too many players in this team that are bottle jobs. Kojo, what's your take as a United fan?
I've been saying this about this team for a while now. This is nothing new for me. The away records are a disgrace, but this is something that's been happening with Man United for a while now. If we're being very, very honest, it's been a certain group of players that we've had under certain management. Nothing's changed, and the mentality is still terrible. A long time ago on this show, I think about 3 years ago, I said that we need 17 new players, and people thought I was saying, within the space of a window, and I know that's not possible. But I was saying the squad needs an overhaul. And when you bring someone like Ten Hag who wants to bring his philosophy and his style of playing, you guys are right. We're dominating for the first 27 minutes, but we've had this at United before where we've dominated games for half an hour and then they just go missing. They go to sleep. A mistake happens and suddenly they don't have to control the game anymore. They don't have to assert their dominance over the team once again. And that's an error. That's a problem. It's a big, big problem. And also, I mean, yes, we've got some injuries, but West Ham are a team that are, of course, they're fighting for a lot. They're trying to stay in this league, trying to get that cushion to make sure they don't face relegation next season and lose a lot of their players to, low fees and stuff. But at the same time, you're talking about a team that's trying to also make the top 4, make the Champions League, a team that should be, in a year or 2 competing for the title, if I'm brutally honest. And this performance was quite frankly pathetic again. So, you said a lot of these players are bottle jobs. I can count on my hand about 4 players or 5 that I'd want to keep, and 2 of them are not currently on the pitch right now because they're injured. That's how bad I think this team is. So Ten Hag's got a big job. He's not escaping criticism from me. I question his lineups at time. I don't know why the hell Weghorst started, to be completely honest. He spoke about aerial battles and being good at heading, and I was sitting there thinking, in the 4 or 5 months he's been here, I don't think he's ever won a header, or I've seen him dominate aerially or do anything like that. So I don't know, what that's about. Martial didn't do much better coming on anyway, but I'd rather him start, and I'm not even a big fan of his. So there's just a load of stuff that's just been piling up, but it's the same old with Man United. Just when you feel like they're getting somewhere, they've got a cushion. They do the same thing over and over.
I don't disagree with you, mate, and I feel very similar tonight. There's certain players in the last few weeks, and I throw Bruno into this. I as someone that I just think to myself, you've had such a great season, until this last month and a half, and then suddenly it's reverting to type. And and it depends on who you like, right? So when Pogba was playing badly, the people that love Pogba or Martial would say it's the manager and the tactics. The people that hate Rashford and hate Bruno would say it's because they're crap, and vice versa. I've always been a bit more balanced, that I think they would all be better with a better manager and a better system, and we've seen that this year. But when it comes to the crunch, when it comes to the business end of the season, that's when it all becomes about your mindset. And I'm not saying they won't improve on this, but I'm saying right now the jury's out on all of them, because I really felt we'd turned a corner this year. I didn't think we would win our last 5, 6, 7 games and do it with complete ease. But I didn't expect. I know we drew with Spurs, but I look at it as 3 defeats in our last 4 games. That's how it feels to me as a Man United fan, because a draw after leading 2-0 against this Tottenham team is a goddamn defeat. And they all need to be questioned. And if we're a serious football club, that's what the management team, the coaching team, the management team, and the board should be doing and saying, right, yes, these guys are great when it's going well, when we're in the middle of the season. But how do they handle pressure? How do they handle adversity? Because that focus has got to be just as important as how many fucking kick-ups they can do. Like, it has to be. I'm gonna do some calls. I'm gonna speak to Zane in a minute. I want to do some of these super chats because some of them are quite big donations. I want to be respectful. Liam Neville here says, Terry, over the years, you made me realize how much mentality matters in sport. It's easy to look good when things are going well. Can you show it when it matters? If you bottle top 4 to us, it will be embarrassing. I agree. It will be embarrassing. They'll call it embarrassing. And that's what I tweeted out earlier. I said, I'm absolutely fuming with these players. I said, wasteful up front, a disaster from De Gea leaves Man United's season on the brink of failure. And I really do feel like that. If we finish out on top 4, and by the way, playing like this, we ain't beating City. It's not happening. It's impossible. You cannot beat this City team performing and playing how we are now. It's impossible. Jason here says, everyone going in on De Gea for his mistake, but has the most clean sheets in the league. Mistake should not have meant losing the game. You are poor, deserve to lose. What's thoughts on that?
Waffle. Absolute waffle. What do you mean? Oh, he has what is the 15 clean sheets that he has before this game have to do with this? So, okay. So because I have 15 clean sheets, let me not make another save for the rest of the season. The hell does that even mean? Like, what's the point of saying that? What a waste of a super chat. You could have said so many better things than that.
But thank you for donating, Jason. I appreciate it personally on the Terrace.
I'm just saying you could have used it better. I'm not saying don't super chat. Just make more sense.
We send the link out. Why you see? I see you backstage. We'll get you on soon, my friend. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Glazers are a disease. Hope they live. But listen, I'm someone who blames the Glazers for a lot of stuff, and you could make a long-winded argument that the decade of regression has led to a poor mentality, which has created this. But I'm not even talking about the Glazers tonight. I'm not talking about the Glazers. I'm talking about these players and managerial mistakes. For F's sake, United, not only have you almost saved wet spam from relegation, but also going to bottle top 4 to Liverpool. Unbelievable. I do want to say about VAR as well. West Ham should have had a penalty tonight. It was a handball from Victor Lindelof. I'm going to keep the same energy.
I have an explanation that it's the actual official the official explanation, because it touched his hand, and the hand was in the line of the body. That's the official explanation, by the way. They said it here on TV, and it came from the VAR room. Actually, it's within the line of the body. They didn't overturn it. This is officially, Terry.
No, I hear you, and I know technically it isn't a handball, but I'm going to keep the same energy because I was screwing after we played Southampton. Same difference. Man falls on the floor and scoops it up, but because of a technicality in the law, it wasn't given. They should have a penalty 110%. There is no doubt about that in my mind. Should have been a penalty. So, yeah. Like,
why do you think it was a penalty?
Because he leaned out with his body.
Because the way he moved his arm to the ball. I'm just someone that I can tell when I can tell a scammer a mile away, and that was like a scammer's move. You know what I mean? It's like a mugger. You can tell when someone's trying to pickpocket. Like you almost better spit a pickpocket a mile away by the way they move, the way they look at you, what they're doing. He was like, no.
Yeah, but the law is the law. Let's agree that the law is it's a defect in the law.
Okay, so what I'll say is I'll rephrase my comment. It isn't a handball by the letter of the law, but the law is stupid. That's all I'm going to say about that one. It's a crazy one. Lost for words, but we can still do it. I'm on hopium. Listen, I hope we do it, and I hope we do it well. I hope we win our next 3 games, and we can kind of go out and feel like, well, at least we turned this round, right? If we cough and splatter over the line, I don't know how much I'll celebrate. I legitimately don't know how much I'll celebrate because it will feel tainted for me, but maybe I'm just being a pernickety bastard.